Hello, Nancy. Let's wait for some more students just to sign up so that we can start.
Okay, good afternoon.
Okay, well, everybody seems to be late today, so let's start.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nancy. How are you doing?
Very tired today
Why? What happened?
because we have to do well in my I'm talk about by me, so I have to do a lot of work with Prony. I need to do, I have to do a kind of plans, answer some questions. So I'm almost finished, and
Mhm.
that's why I'm a little tired.
I
But
can understand, yeah. It's
yes,
it's a lot of work. I understand.
yes. And in this weekend, answered all the work to do with you.
I'm sorry. I had a message from my daughter. Can you repeat that for me, please?
I'm going to do all the work that I have to do about all the the questions that I have to answer
For
that you
this
sent
course?
us. Yes,
I can imagine. It's a lot of work.
yes.
But this will help you prepare for your certification, which would be on the 7th, right? December 7th.
Yes.
So you have to be ready for that. Don't forget to answer the sample tests. Those are very important.
So we have the 3 documents. Okay.
And in the platform, let me share my screen 1 second.
So I loaded the 3 documents, and I have to answer all of them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Where is my screen? Hold on a second. Screen, whiteboard.
Is section 1, section 1, section 2, section.
Yeah, I want to share my screen. Okay, there you go. 1 second. There you go. So it's these exams over here that says section 2 sample test. And this other one here that says section 1 sample test. And the last one, there's a link. The first one is a link. This one. And then section 2, the sample test. You do it here. And there you go, Dalia is here. Section 3 is also, yeah, you answer it here on the platform. So it's very important that you don't forget to do, even if by any chance you don't have the time to do all of the exercises, at least make sure that you do the 3 sample tests. Those are the most important.
The number 3, 5, and 6, right? Number 3, 5, and 6. I mean the sample test.
Yes, the sample tests. Don't forget to do the sample tests.
In the section 1.
And 2 and 3. Para que quede claro, no se les vaya a pasar a hacer los sample tests de las 3 secciones. Eso es lo más importante. Okay, let's continue with the presentation. And we did we do the teachers roles? I think we did. Yeah. We are going to start. Actually, I wanted you guys to do this exercise over here. Okay. Yeah. Did you guys get the chance to do this activity by any chance?
No.
No?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do this individually. Okay. And you can upload your answers in this section underneath. Okay.
Okay.
So it is 5:15, 10 minutes. If you need more time, let me know. If you need less time, if you're done earlier, let me know. Hi, Dalia. Hi, Denise. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Denise.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. You guys are doing this activity on your own. I gave you 10 minutes. We just started. So answer the questions and upload them on your platform, please. Hello, Jasmine. Good afternoon. We are doing this activity. And they're answering on their platform. Nancy, Dalia, do you need more time? You're done, Nancy?
Almost finished.
Okay, let's give Jasmine 5 more minutes so that she can answer the questions. Okay, Jasmine, are you finished?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute. 1 second. I'm gonna get my tea. One second. Okay, guys, let's quickly discuss the answers. I would like to ask one person to give the response for the first situation and so forth, so that we can do this a little bit faster. Okay? Dalia, would you like to start? Can you read the first one, please? The first statement and then read your answer.
I'm looking. Right. The first one. What is the teacher's role in the next statement? Teacher said to the whole class, I believe I know why are you having issues?
Mm-hmm.
For me, is a teacher a friend.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? The audio broke down a little bit.
As teacher as a parent
Mm-hmm.
or a friend?
Okay, very good. Thank you, Dalia. Who would like to read the second one?
Okay, teacher to the entire class. Okay, stand up and talk to the classmate to your right. Okay, I think that kind of teacher is to analyze the classmate. I don't know how to express.
There's a name for the role. We saw that yesterday in a green chart, and we talked about the roles of the teachers.
Oh my God, where I left it. It is goes. I forgot my notebook.
No, don't worry. Jasmine, do you know the role for the second one, the answer?
I think it could be like let me see, it's like a prompter or involver.
Okay.
I have this doubt because I also think that it could be as a monitor, but I'm not sure about it.
Okay, no, it's
Maybe.
okay. It's okay. I think all three are possible. I agree with your choices. Does anybody else have a different answer? No, we're good. Okay. Would somebody like to do number 3?
I can read.
Sorry, that wasn't for you. I'm not pressuring you guys. Okay, who's going?
Okay,
Excellent.
teacher say to a pair of students doing a pair work,
Mm-hmm.
how are you both doing? Is everything all right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, is teacher as a monitor.
As a monitor. Okay, very good. I also think that we could do the friend family with this one. Maybe, not sure.
Well, I think that too because the words are very wide. I don't know if that it's a correct term for this kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be something that happened at home, something that happened in the time between one class and another, or also it could be we focus on working on the class on a project or something, an activity. So I will agree that it could be like a familiar or also as manager. It depends the moment exactly when he said it or she said it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I think the best one would be the monitor, but yeah, I think you could also add that extra option. I think the situations are a little bit easier to have different interpretations. Okay, the next one, who would like to do the next one?
I could do the next one.
Okay, go ahead, Jasmine.
Okay, dice, says, teacher says to their class, we add ER to make the comparative form of adjectives that are of one syllable.
Syllable.
Syllable, okay,
Mhm.
syllable. So I think that will be teacher as a manager because he's directing the information and the topic.
Okay. Okay,
Well,
very good.
My goal.
And the last one, who would like to do the last one?
Me.
Okay, go Nancy.
Teacher says to a young student that your head hurt. Here, let me see. I think is the friend or familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like worry about it.
Yeah.
Felt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Thank you, guys. Let's continue with the presentation. We're doing really good timing. I thought that we were being a little bit slow, but then I checked the amount of time that we have left in the the sections, and we're doing really good with time. Hold on a second, let me move this over here. Okay. Hey, there you go. We're gonna do this activity as well. Oh, sorry. So you're gonna fill in the chart with activities that you do before, during, and after the lesson. And what are some of the roles that you adopt in the stages? You have before the lesson, during the lesson, and after the lesson. What activities do you do? And what would be the role that you would be taking as a teacher, okay? What would be your role? You have this area as well in the platform so that you can fill in your answers. Okay, guys, do you have any questions? Nope. I can't see your faces.
No.
Okay, very good. So it's 5:35. I have 10 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.
Teacher,
Yes, Dalia?
¿se puede borrar la respuesta en Word Learning?
Sabes que no sé.
O si no voy a poner, es que puse todo en una sola cajita, si no voy a poner cada, ya vi que había una cajita para cada
Para
parte.
cada una, sí. Pues no creo que sea problema, nomás mándalo así. Ajá, y en las siguientes.
Copia y pega.
Ok.
Las otras. Ok. Okay, guys, do you need more time still? Or are you almost done?
Almost, just a few minutes.
Good. You still have 4 minutes, just checking. Okay, guys, we have the 10 minutes. Okay, who would like to let us know to share with the class what activity and what would be your role as a teacher for the stage before the lesson? Dalia, go ahead.
Well, before the class, I plan my lesson and prepare the material. My role is to manage and plan.
Okay, very good, thank you. Would anybody else like to share what they do before the lesson, the activity?
I would like to share.
Okay, Jasmine.
I'm wrong in the answer I write in bothering because I get the idea about before the class, during the class, and after the class, and actually it's the lesson. So it's an activity at home maybe. And I think in that moment when I make I consider the activity, how they got the knowledge, the knowledge that they had already get or acquired, and the possible type of students that I have, if they're visual, they're reader, listeners, or kinesthetics would be. So I make in my mind, at least I make the diagnostics. I become a diagnostician,
Okay.
and then apply. When I start to write down my lesson plan, I planner, and
Okay.
that's it.
Very good. Would you like to share, Jasmine, what you do during the lesson?
Yes, during the lessons, well, there is an opening that was the word, the thing that I confused, and it's to say hello to my students, ask them how they are, and if there is something or everything okay, then to show them music or images and stuff like that. And after that, maybe the activity is to complete a chart or to answer some questions or create a dialogue, imitating what they heard. So in that moment, I become a prompter or an involver.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And the last one, Nancy, would you like to share with us what you do after the lesson?
Well, after the lesson, I tell them to check their notebooks, and I do, I mean, after the class or after the activities, I tell them or giving to them homework. And then I tell them, check your notebook. You have all the information there. And still practice, please.
Okay. And what would be your role?
Kind of familiar and friend.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Well, thank you, girls. Let's continue with the presentation and the class. So you have, remember to fill in the platform. Go to this part. Okay. Lesson plan development. Lesson plans are like maps. They tell us where we are going and help us to take the best route to get there. But we still have to make decisions as we travel. Teachers have to be mindful about the changes that need to be made during the lesson. Detours are not always a bad thing. Planning to teach includes a knowledge of students and their needs, an overall aim or aims for learning and a set of instructional objectives, and a teacher's understanding and perceptions of the nature of language and learning. This is according to Noonan and Lamb in 1996. We have a breakdown for the lesson planner. These would be the elements that are essential, that should be included in the lesson plan. All the elements are on this column, and the definition and example will be explained after we mention the lesson element. The first one would be learning outcomes. Another metaphor for a lesson plan is that of a map. Learning outcomes are basically a compass. They will guide the learning path we have outlined for our students and their needs. Timetable fit. We say what the students have been learning recently and what they will be doing in the next lesson or lessons after this one. The class description. Here we write a short but concise profile of our class. We can include information like number of students, level of the class, students that need extra help, any information you would like to give to a potential observer or a substitute teacher. The language. Here we list the components we are teaching: grammar, punctuation, or vocabulary, or skills, which would be listening, speaking, writing, or reading. Activities. Please include a list of activities you'll do in the lesson. If necessary, also mention what learning aids you will be using. Procedures. Describe the procedures of the lesson and interaction patterns. More in the next section, okay? Timing. Estimate the timing of each lesson activity. I know that this can be hard, but we do have to try to at least have an approximation of how long each activity will take. If we include this in our plan when we are teaching, we will know if we can slow down or if we need to speed up, sorry. Personal aims. We say what we, the teacher, hope to achieve. This is different from our aims for the student. Here we can use the statement to develop professionally. What is something that you'd like to achieve as a teacher today? Anticipated problems. What are some problems our students might encounter during a lesson? Anticipating problems also allow us to anticipate some solutions. And as additional possibilities, here we should consider some extra activities or changing the difficulty level in case our students go through our planned activities faster than expected. Do you guys enjoy preparing your classes? Do you like making the lesson plans, or do you find it more challenging?
I don't like to make them by writing, but I love, I mean, I really enjoy when I have to consider an activity because they come out when I'm in my day. During my day, I suddenly say, oh, I like to do this tomorrow. And maybe I had already the lesson plan for the topic, but I make an adaptation. So I really love to create new situations every day.
Okay.
But the thing to write it down is kind of frustrating sometimes because the time, for example, I say 5 minutes and they do it in 1 minute. And I read this time the last part where it says that we have to consider a possibility that students ends before we plan it. I said, oh my God, that's something that I have been missing all the time. I have activities for them. I always make them or give it to them in case that they end before, but I never consider as a part of my lesson plan.
Lesson plan, okay.
Something that I'm gonna take with me after this class. But that's the point. I sometimes don't like to write it down because I think that I waste my time doing that.
Yeah, I understand. Somebody else would like to share something? Their experience with lesson planning? Dalia?
Well, I plan my lesson, but without timing. It's like just activities. If the students finish one activity, I can move on to another activity if they have too much time. And if the time it is not enough, I just check vocabulary.
Okay. Okay, very good. That's a good strategy. Nancy?
Yes, in my case, I try to give them a vocabulary, like 30 minutes because are small kids. So some of them can write. So then I give a time to draw it and coloring. Is the way to teach them in my case. That's it.
Okay, very good. Alejandro, do you have something that you would like to share with us?
He said that his microphone is not working.
Oh, let me see. I didn't.
Yes, he said that he can use a microphone.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that's fine. I understand. Okay. How do I close this thing? There you go. Yeah, I personally do not enjoy writing out the lesson plan, but I understand that it is very necessary. It did get to a point where I had been teaching for such a long time that, oh, today we're gonna teach the simple past. Okay, I already know what to do. And I just went in the teacher's classroom and I just grabbed the material. I knew how long everything was going to last, and I just stopped writing the lesson plans because I had them very dominated. But that got me in trouble with my coordinator because we had to have the evidence signed that we handed in our weekly lesson plans. And that's another thing, they asked us to make the lesson plan weekly instead of daily. So I'm just coming in every Monday with, here's all my week of work. There you go, please check it. And
You can write on, on the computer and just copy and paste the lesson of the last year.
well, the thing is that we were using, I don't work at that school anymore, and the one that I've been working with, everything is via the Blackboard and Zoom, so I don't need to turn in my lesson plans anymore. But at that school, we had to write because they gave us the forms on paper and on a folder with a clip, and we'd have to do everything manually. And I think the most annoying thing for me was, but that's just, I think, an ego issue. The coordinator sometimes would like to say, I do not agree with this activity. I think that you could do this. And I'm like, don't mess with my material. But we have to be open to other people's opinions. So I accept that I need to be a little bit more receptive. Okay, guys, thank you for sharing your experience.
Actually,
Go
for
ahead.
us in public school, I
Uh-huh.
remember there one time in 2012, more or less, they asked the lesson plan in English. So I did it in English all year plan because we have to make the classification. I don't know if that's the word. And then the monthly by
Mhm.
month. And I did everything in English, and then la supervisora asked me in Spanish everything one day to another. So I have to work all the night to translate that in Spanish, even when they ask me to do it in English. And I say, I don't like that. I don't like it. Just know all the words I make an effort to make it in English, and then to translate it in Spanish, I didn't find the words exactly to fit in the main aim that I want to do with my students. So
Mhm.
it was kind of frustrating, and I get mad because I say, oh my God, you asked me to do it, and you say I must do it in English, and then you are telling me from one day to another to do it in Spanish because you don't understand. So that's not my problem.
Exactly.
But as Dalia says, well, it works for the next years sometimes because then it changed the national plan for
Mhm.
students in second language. But as you say, we already know what to do, how to do it, and these years I have feel that there are more students with special needs than before, or
Mhm.
maybe before we didn't detect them. I'm not sure what was happening, but maybe the nutrition of the parents when they are with the woman get pregnant, or I don't know. But there are much more students with special needs these years than before,
Mhm.
and the lesson plan just don't work
Yeah.
because well, I heard that Nancy say that she worked with very young kids, and they're lovely because you can work and everything they learn is good. But
Mhm.
when talk about students from secondary school, the levels are very different in one class because they are not organized by their knowledge. They are groups. So some students already are like B1, and the others are like A1.
Yeah.
So one of them ends the activity in 5 minutes, while the others ends in the whole class one sentence. So you say, my God, sentence one that was in the chart, and you didn't copy them because it's very hard for them, or they don't like it. Just what we talked yesterday, the students that have to be there by 4 because that's a class and it's obligation. So my lesson plan is very complicated to adapt it with that part, because I have to work with all the levels, and for example, I have 1 or 2 students per classroom that came from United States, so I work with them English literature, that's literacy.
I'm not sure.
So I work different with them. I work poetry. I work
Oh, literature.
Okay.
Okay.
So I work with them that level because they don't need to do nothing like with the verb be or information like that. So well, I'm considering this aspect that I saw, but with a special adaptation for secondary school.
Good. Very good. I'm happy that this material and the information that we're providing to you to better prepare yourselves as teachers is really working and is helping you out in real time. I'm happy about that. Okay, guys, let's continue with the presentation. Okay. The elements proposed are not meant to be exhaustive, but they are to the basic information, we can include for our lessons. Let's not forget that each institution or language center will have their own lesson plan format, just like I said, that happened to me, and will likely inform the teacher about the elements it should include, as well as if it is mandatory to have a physical copy of the lesson. I like this example. Okay, let's continue. The use of time. It is important to try and estimate the time certain activities might take in the classroom. This will help us establish whether we will need more time for certain topics or maybe less time. There may be situations in the classroom that also affect the use of time, and we need to consider. The first one, students arriving late to class. How will you deal with it and how to avoid repeating the instructions? The second one would be fast finishers. Establish how will you deal with students that finish before the allotted time? Will you offer extra activities or will you change the difficulty of the task for them? And the last one, students who need extra support. How will you deal with students who need extra time to complete a task? What accommodations can you make? We were just speaking about that. Something that can be done to prevent some of the possible time disruptors is to establish routines early in the year. Through clear and established routines in the classroom, we can also train our students to perform better in the classroom, thus saving precious times. For example, we can place name tags on the students. We can take down the chairs, ask them to hang the backpack. Afterwards, they have to turn in the homework, sharpen their pencils, and then they're going to begin their morning work. This is a very common routine, but it's just an example that might work for you guys in your classroom. Interaction patterns. These patterns are the different ways learners and the teacher can interact in the class. The interaction patterns we can use are teacher-students, teacher, the whole class, student with students, pairs, and groups. If you can see over here, we have teacher with students with students this way. Here's another one, a student that talks to other students. And of course, we can have very simple examples for teacher with the whole class, sorry, this would be teacher for the whole class, and if we would have only one teacher and one student, this would be teacher to student. Pairs, if we had two, and groups, you know, if we had a group bigger than this one. Problem solving. Lesson planning is anything but simple. Problems can arise in the middle of our lesson. Sometimes we might not find the solution right away, but through trial and error, reflection on our solutions to problems after the lesson might also help coming up with different solutions. For example, we have to identify the problem, we have to define it, explore possibilities, take actions, and look back if you know this has happened in the past. And this is the circle that will keep on going depending on the problems that occur during class. Let's go with the activities. Okay, I would like to separate you guys in pairs, but Carlos can't use his microphone. Okay, we're going to do this individually and just send the answers on these parts of your platform, okay, guys? So, discuss the following questions in pairs. You're going to discuss them with yourself. You're going to write the answers. Do you believe lesson plans are the place to write teacher aims to develop professionally? And you would like to explain why, please, in your answer. Is it always necessary to plan? Yes, no, and why? How do you deal with the lack of time in a lesson? And please share your experience. And then you're going to look back to the chart with the lesson plan elements. And you are going to mention which ones you would not include, and you're going to explain why. Do you guys have any questions before we start the activity?
No.
Okay, guys, so it's 6:08. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. Let me know if you're done earlier or if you need more time. Are you guys finished or do you need more time?
I finished. I don't know my classmates.
Who else is finished? Let me know because I can't see your faces. You guys are not finished yet?
In the activity 2, it said that a chart. Which chart?
This one, the lesson plan elements. This one,
Okay.
okay? I'm gonna give you 5 more minutes then.
Hmm. This is the question. Time, table.
Ready, guys? Are you guys finished? Okay, very good. Let's check what you answered. Let's try to move on a little bit faster. Okay, guys. Who would like to answer the first question? Do you believe lesson plans are the place to write teachers aim to develop professionally, and why? Nobody wants to participate?
Well,
Okay,
what
Jasmine?
what I wrote is the first one, right?
Yes, please.
I say I do believe it's important
Mhm.
because it's important to define before the class what we expect that students learn or develop.
Okay. Anybody else have a different thing? Remember, these are no correct or incorrect answers. There's no correct or incorrect answers. This is what you believe. Anybody else would like to add something else?
I write that in the lesson plan, teacher writes a learning aim in order to help students to get it.
Okay,
And that's why it is important.
okay, very good. Thank you. And the next one? Who would like to answer? Is it necessary? Is it always necessary to plan, and why? Nancy?
Oh, it's because our needs.
Okay.
I'm really stuck in my documents, so
It's slow. Your computer is slow.
no, it's because I have a lot of information and I open all the planning, etc., etc., etc. So that's why.
Okay.
And that's why I'm stuck and my answers are not convinced to me what I'm talking or what I'm trying to tell you because I was in trouble
Okay.
with my documents.
But you're doing good. You're doing good. Don't worry. Don't
Thank
pressure
you.
yourself. What you answered and how you've been working is it's really good.
Thank you.
Okay, and the next one. How would you deal with the lack of time in a lesson? Alejandro, if you cannot answer, you can type on the chat. Just I will see the little notification.
The second one wasn't why did is it necessary or we don't answer that one?
Yeah, Nancy said that she considers that it's necessary because she plans. It's important to plan. That's what she answered. If you'd like to add something else, Jasmine, that's okay.
No, I was just wondering if that one was for Nancy. Okay. So the third one is how do you deal with the lack of time? Well, what I wrote is that all the knowledge is an holistic topic, so never really ends or begins.
Okay.
And what I mean is that every topic needs to be connected with the all others seen before it with the class. So when the way how I deal with that is I set an alarm 5 minutes before the class ends.
Okay.
And when it sounds, even the students know that, oh my God, there's only 5 minutes, teacher. The alarm is for me, but they are already aware of listening. And we know that when the alarm sounds, we have to close the topic. And when I didn't end the activity, they know that they have to give me the main information we get from that class.
Okay.
And of course, the questions are going to be for those who didn't pay attention during the class or those who were playing. So in the time the alarm sounds, the students that normally are not quite fun on the class start asking, hey, what's the class about? What's the class about? And it's a kind of feedback for all the class. And that's how I make the closure. for that class, and the next class we start with that. Do you
Okay.
remember what? And they well, that's the way how I lead with that.
Mm-hmm. Good. That's a very smart way to program them. Dalia, you raise your hand.
Yes, I would like to add some to the second statement,
Mm-hmm.
the second question. I put yes, it is important and necessary, but not to follow strictly, because sometimes students do fast or do it with more, they need more time. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's important, but don't be stressed at the follow everything.
Exactly. You have to learn to improvise. Things might change, things might happen, and you have your lesson plan might need to change, and nothing happens if that happens. Nothing bad happens. Okay, thank you guys. About number 2, which elements of the lesson plans would you not include in your class and why? If you would like to share maybe 1 or 2. Anybody would like to start? Okay,
Yeah,
Dalia?
I would
Mhm.
like to start. Actually,
Okay,
a
just
few minutes
Jasmine and then Dalia. Okay, go Jasmine.
Okay, a few minutes ago, I was talking about the additional possibilities that I didn't include.
Mhm.
But I have a question over the
Sure.
question.
Okay.
Eh, I don't get exactly the meaning of which one will it says what it says what will it, which ones would you not include? It means that I will not include in the future, or I didn't used to include them.
No, which ones you would not include in the future?
Well, I think none of all of them I will include. I will
Okay.
positively include them,
Mm-hmm.
but in the past, I didn't include additional possibilities.
Okay, you didn't include additional possibilities. Okay, thank you. Dalia, how about you?
Well, I do not use table fit, no, timetable fit in class description, because if you are in the same school and they are the same students, you don't need to figure out the class description every time. You already know them. So to write it down in each lesson, I think that it is not necessary. Just at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe to do a diagnostic.
Yeah.
But I think it is in different in it depends of the school also, because sometimes it's changing students to one from place to place, like another state or country.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It depends on the school and it depends on what they request from us. I personally think that all of them are important, but I think the anticipated problems are a little bit maybe for a teacher that has not that much of experience and is just starting, then maybe that person would like to think of possible outcomes where there might be problems. But I think if you have enough experience, you know what might happen and you probably know how to tackle that issue. Thank you guys. Let's continue with the presentation. Before we continue, it's 6:30. I'm going to give you 5 minutes so you guys can go to the bathroom and drink some water, whatever you need to do, stretch. And I'll see you back at 6:38.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, are you back? Hello. Time's up.
Present.
Oh.
Present.
Okay, let's continue. There's another activity. I'm going to ask you to do this later on your own. Let me minimize this window. Look at the activities in the table. Which interaction patterns would you select and justify or explain your answer? The activity would be a dictation, reading comprehension, or a grammar topic explanation, and what interaction pattern and rationale you would use in that class. This you're going to do it on your own after class. And here's the space in your platform to send your answers. There's another activity. They're going to ask you to plan a 45 to 60-minute class about the topic you prefer, using all the parts of a lesson plan. Describe the approach and method you will be using. You can do it on a piece of paper and send a picture, or use Excel, Word, Canva, PowerPoint, or the program of your choice. I would like you guys to do this together right now. I think you have enough experience and time to do a lesson plan on the subject that you guys choose, and that you guys have the same plan. So I understand that you have a lot of work after class. So let's try to do this activity today. And if you can do, if you for oh, what happened to Alejandro? He left. Okay. Well, if you girls can do it together, then I think that would help you with your schedules. How long do you think it would take you to plan a lesson plan of you three together? Maybe 20 minutes? Okay. Okay, guys. Well, if you could please do that, just choose your topic.
Teacher,
Yes.
the questions are activity, dictation activity, reading comprehension, grammar topic explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but right.
Because sorry, in my computer,
Uh-huh.
as I can see in that you show us in your platform is very different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why sometimes I don't get my answers.
Okay, okay.
So now I'm trying to get mine in different model, I
Uh-huh.
think, but I got it.
Okay. But
Lately, but I got it.
okay, good. But you do see that we are in the lesson planning section, right? The next activity.
Yeah, lesson activity.
Yes, and so the activity beyond the two you say
Okay, the one underneath.
underneath, that's the word.
Okay, guys, so it's 6:41. I think you'll be done by 7. Okay, so you three girls should have the same lesson plans, and you may start.
First, we need to choose a topic, right?
Yeah, whatever topic you guys want. I'm gonna mute myself, but I'm here.
Okay, thank you. So which topic
Jasmine,
I think we could take an easy.
which topic? Which
Could
topic?
be like A or N before vowel or consonant. Or verb B, or I don't know. I
Yes,
easy one.
very is okay.
Okay.
What do you think, Nancy?
Oh, give me a break. Hold on. Sorry, my laptop is a mess with a lot of documents and I don't know where.
Oh, it's okay. So we are
But I
planning
hear you, I
less.
hear you.
Okay,
Going
we
to-
are planning.
We're going to plan a class, right? In
Yes.
60 minutes or less.
Uh,
Well, it's about the topic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
yes. We are talking about the topic is
Okay.
verb in simple present. So, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, coach, go ahead.
What else? Describe the approach.
So first of all, we have to write down the topic, right? So it will be verb.
Yes.
Then what we write there. Well, it's kind of hard because we don't really know. We're not thinking on a real students we have. I mean, these are imaginary students. So
Okay. Which
the-
level we're going to
that's
plan the
another
class?
other question.
Secondary is okay.
High school, elementary school, high school, I don't know.
Jasmine, in which level do you
I have worked
in
kinder, secondary, and high school, but the
high
post.
school? High school is okay. Then secondary school, first level,
Okay.
in first grade of secondary school.
Very good.
Mhm.
So first.
Is time? But 50 minutes?
Mm-hmm. So according with what the lesson plan has to take, it says timetable fit, it's already done. Class description.
Mhm.
Group of
The timetable fit, we didn't write it down.
they recently know the pronouns.
Perfect, right. Yes, that's my first topic before verb be.
Yes.
So they recently, oh my God, recently know the personal pronouns, right?
Okay.
Okay. So next part is, now it's okay, class description, and then language. Description. Class description. What do you think about to work with? Hard.
It's hard. Okay. It's a group of 25 students.
I'm sorry?
25 students that are in
25? My
yes.
students are 45, but okay.
Right.
How many?
45.
45.
Yeah, and I have to work and interact with anyone, all of them.
It's too big.
One.
I feel like a bomb every day in my head. Okay, so class description, it's okay. They are 55 students.
50.
I change you one for first level for 50.
Okay. There are 25 students. We're going to think like when we were in pandemic,
Uh-huh.
25 per class.
Okay.
25 students. What else? Most women or 13 women, 12 men, or I don't know.
Oh, what about one student with needs?
No,
Yeah.
no,
No?
we don't have it.
Oh, think about them. Don't be afraid.
She's another group. So first there are 55 students, 13 men, 12 women, right? And then one of them has special needs.
Yeah.
I have 3 per class, like one with autism, another with DTH, some other with hyperactivity and DTH.
Uh-huh.
And so it's kind of a circus, but it's
Mhm.
nice. How many can we set here?
I think that one is enough.
Okay. Which one of the different needs do you want we establish?
I think that just
Autism is
no language like
dyslexis.
yeah dyslexia.
No, dyslexis is very hard to work because they they change B for D and P for Q.
My God.
Really, autism is the most easy one.
Mhm.
I've worked
Okay.
with along like 50 or 70 kids with autism, and they are just okay.
Language level. Yes, language is about the language level.
Well, it says
Teacher.
teacher Lorena.
I'm sorry. I've heard that you were asking a question, but I didn't know that was for me. Can you repeat your question, please?
The part of the language is about the language level of the students.
About the lesson plan that you're saying,
Yes,
the element.
the share of the elements.
Yeah, let me. The language. Or which one were you asking? I'm sorry.
If it is about the language level of the students or
This is where you would mention if you are working, you said you were working with the verb to be in the simple present, right?
okay.
Mm-hmm. Like, what are you teaching? And maybe what skills? If you're going to work with reading or writing it or etc.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome. Sorry.
We are focusing on grammar.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. So continue. Okay. Next activities. Activity. Jasmine,
Yeah.
the first activity to start the topic.
That's the next point. Activities.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was still checking. Activities. Well, I think the first is to show them a chart. It could be a smile dialogue, or well, it's I don't know how you want to start the first contact with the verb be. It could be by modeling an example. It could be a listening or a presentation, or it could be just like an image about the concept and what does it mean. Both works.
Okay, so it could be a poster showing two people using this the verb to be in red.
Yeah,
Okay.
show them a poster. Okay, show them a poster with two people. Two people. What did you say? Introduce themselves, or
Yes, could be like two people in a situation using the verb like
well, introducing themselves.
yes, like I am Dalia and I am 33 years old. A short.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe more than two people to use
This and that.
uh, she or he.
Okay. Okay. Well, could be three. More than two
Yes.
people.
One saying I am, another he is, and she is. Yes.
Okay.
And they have to find what the students are going to do with the poster. Just
Mhm.
look at
Mm-hmm.
or find the verb to be. Help me.
Yeah. I'm just that I'm writing down.
Okay.
And friend Sam, and she's my friend Sarah.
I am
Uh,
writing in a notebook, so I'm
okay.
doing fast.
And so this that the first activity show them a poster with the three people introducing themselves. No, so with three people, one introducing himself and others.
And
One
others, yes.
because introducing herself, because it's Alia in this case, the example, herself and others. So that's the first one. And I write down what the poster will say. Hi there, I am Dalia, I am a student, I am 13 years old. He is my friend Sam and she's my friend Sarah. So the second activity will be ask the students, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Students to identify
Okay.
by the verbs, maybe what is she saying?
If they know what the poster is about?
Okay, that's good. What is the poster about? About. So the activity will be ask the students different WH questions so they can identify the verb be. Now, I think in this moment it won't be necessary the verb be. Just they can identify what the poster is about. Now, okay, the third activity.
Okay.
Let's make a traditional class. Copy the poster and see you tomorrow. No. Just kidding. I remember my old classes. Okay, so the third activity will be this time identify the verb.
Okay, identify
Or maybe give them
or ask to look out the verb or the word, because the verb be, it could be in a different color. So what is saying, or do you notice that one word is in another color?
And given examples, no?
Yeah, just like in the first, and I am Dalian. So it could be in red. So as to students that
how do you say in English? I'm sorry that interrupt. How do you say in English? Because that's what we are doing in this part. The pregunta generadora. How do you say that in English? The question. Una pregunta generadora. I don't know if that has a special term in teaching, because in Spanish we say that, right? Make a pregunta generadora that create the expectation and the attention and the ambiente, el aula. So, but I don't know how to say that in English. La pregunta generadora. Teacher Lorena, do you know how to say this phrase?
I'm not sure. Just maybe is the startup question.
Okay, a startup question, right? It could be like that.
Another way. I know what you're talking.
Okay, so
Or
what do you
warm up
think?
question. No, let me check.
Okay, because that could be, that's what we were doing in this part, to make a question that open the topic like that is concrete.
yes.
They start that there are different colors, there are words with different colors, and some of them are the same, like I'm Dalia, I'm 13 years old, I'm a student. So why that word is in different color, what it means.
Okay. I think you could call it the startup question or the base question.
Okay, we start the base question.
I'm sorry, can you
Base question.
just the starting question or the base question? Not a warm up, no. Yeah, I think you could be the base question. Yeah. Don't worry if you don't have the exact name for the term.
Okay.
Okay, so
How long do you think it will take you to be done? 10 more minutes?
yes.
Okay. It's
Yes.
7:02, 7:12.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
So start the base question for the students will be for the
Okay.
students 2 dots, and we could say like viñetas. I'm sorry, some words I don't know that in English. The first one will be to think why those words are in different color. The second one question will be like, why? A ver,
Dile en
what
español.
it could be like what they mean, what those
Okay.
words mean, those
Okay.
what those words mean.
The meaning. Our meaning.
The third question will be, have you used them? Maybe when?
I think that these two question is enough because
Okay.
we have short 15 minutes.
Well,
Just-
it's just that
And we are
in-
focusing on the
maybe-
grammar, not uses.
Oh yeah. But certainly, like, it's the first time they see them, and this is a topic for like 2 months to work 2 months.
Oh, yes.
Work with them. So, as in the first class, they has to know a general reference of the topic. That's why I think, and also these questions works because they won't answer them, not all of them. So at the end, just one or two students are going to mention like one word. It's like that. It's like that, and that's it.
Ah,
No more participation because
okay.
they just stay there astonished, like, de veras, tienen diferente color, and that's it. So those words, it's okay. Those questions.
Yeah.
And then we are going to give them an activity. Which activity would you think be pertinent, appropriated? Okay.
Before the activity, we're teaching the structure or give a lecture.
Mhm. It could be that.
Or explain.
Or that could be
Explain
great.
the topic.
In a shorty text can be explaining a shorty text. No?
Right. Yes, that would be nice. Explaining a short text.
And then fill the blanks activity. Or Nancy, what do you
Yes,
think?
here.
But which one? Fill in the blanks or multiple choice?
Mm.
So we are going to give them a worksheet. Yes?
Okay. I hear you frozen.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think that
Family.
give students a worksheet.
For an activity to fill in the blanks, right?
Yes. To fill the
Well, and the closure, because actually it's
Closer,
with the
share,
activity.
share the share
Share the answers.
the answer. Yes.
Okay. Mhm.
Maybe give back, give give back some if it necessary.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the information.
Okay. Be, after share answer, if they are wrong, so give feedback.
Give them feedbacks.
Yes, if necessary.
Well, actually, I will ask them to do a paragraph similar that they seen, but with their information and some of some
Okay.
other friends, classmates. But well,
As a
if
homework.
as a homework, or if the
Okay.
activity that fill in the blanks were just 5 sentences, it's
Two
okay.
more
We
minutes,
can
guys.
Yeah, I know. But like homework, yes. Let's go to homework part. Um,
Mm,
uh, like the show by the teacher. Show.
oh, they can start the activity if the time if they finish the task too fast because we have a student with special needs, so maybe
Oh
we
my God,
need
that's
more time.
well, but students with autism, they can be capable to do all this activity that we plan. Okay, I haven't had any student. Well, every student with autism is different, I know, but all my students through my life,
Yeah.
the ones who has autism, don't have any problem with these activities. Maybe they have problems with communication activities or with speaking aloud or have physical contact, but these activities that we plan are okay for them too.
Okay.
Okay, guys, time is up. Don't worry if
Yeah.
you didn't finish, but of what I heard, I think you're done.
Yes.
Good. So when you are done with the class, just make sure that you upload an image or an Excel file or whatever works best for you with the class. Okay. Let's go continue with the presentation. It's almost time. It's almost 7. Let me go back to this part. Okay. Error and mistakes and effective feedback. Feedback versus errors correction. Feedback is any advice or reaction that responds to communication a student, in our case, has produced. The error correction is focused more on negative student production and aims to help the student repair such errors in the future. I'm so sorry. My mouse is a little bit weird. Hey, stop mouse. What's so problematic about feedback and error correction? We have 3 different situations here. Problem number 1. Learners will tend to perceive any feedback as judgment on them. Problem number 2. Even when we try to be neutral in feedback, our reactions and body language may often reveal when we feel students have missed the mark. And problem number 3, failure to give correction when it is needed. How to give effective feedback to our students? We have to be specific, we have to be sincere, we have to offer help, but most important, we have to be timely. And I think that that is the hardest for anyone, just to know the precise time and the best moment when to give the feedback or the correction. Affective versus cognitive feedback. All feedback is both effective, about feelings, and cognitive, about learning. Some examples, primarily effective. Why are you so slow? Wow, I like what you've done. Both of these will change the feelings, will affect the feelings of the person. If you tell them, why are you so slow? You're focusing on something negative. But if you change, say, wow, I like what you've done, you're emphasizing, something positive that that student made, and that probably will make that student feel much better. On contrary, with the why are you so slow situation, that would probably make the student even slower or make that student feel worse about their work. The primarily cognitive examples, I think that is incorrect. I think that is a very kind way to make a correction. You're just pointing out what you think and you're not adding any negative adjectives. And another example would be, yes, that is correct. It's being, it's making an emphasis. It's just stating that that is correct and that's it, and just a positive feedback to our student. Note that both kinds of feedback can be positive, negative, or neutral. That is very important as well, that we take in account when we are giving feedback or error correction to our students. Deciding when to intervene. Some questions to reflect upon. Think about it. Is the error global or local? Is it just only one student who's making the mistake, or is it the entire classroom? How does the error relate to the learner's development? Is it important to really make that correction because it will affect in their development, or maybe it's just a one situation incident and maybe it's just best to remain quiet and not approach it? What is the type, of activity engaged in? Is it fluency versus accuracy? It depends. Just think about what the activity it is happening, and it will help you decide if it's best to intervene or not. Is it an error of target language or incidental language? Is the error stigmatizing? And is the correction likely to be disruptive? Is it going to cause a stir up in the classroom? Or is it just going to be something that nobody noticed and the class can just keep flowing? Deciding when to we intervene, more questions to reflect upon. When to do it? Should we do immediate correction or should we do delayed correction? Explicit correction, it's clear and straightforward. It is an example. I've studied English for 4 years, not since 4 years. Repeat error or ask questions. This elicits and gives students a chance for a redemption. You repeat the error and you just make a question. Since 5 years? Since? You're making an emphasis on the word since, noting that it is incorrect. Request clarification, something in a way non-intrusive that would elicit or give students a chance for redemption. What was that? Can you repeat that, please? And the student will likely repeat the sentence with the mistake, and you can kindly make the correction in front of the class or in private, whatever you decide. Continuing with the questions to reflect upon. Correct by stating or asking a question about the rule or principle involved. Since, remember this, students, since point to the beginning. For is about duration. That would clarify to your students and they would understand the difference of both words. Question eliciting self or peer correction. You focus on the error and you involve all of the learners. Ask the peer or ask the whole classroom. Is it correct to say since 5 years? And have them reflect. Don't give them the answer just yet. Just wait for them to give you the answer as a class or individually. Modeling correct answer, which is also called recasting. It is less intrusive and confrontational than overt correction. Imagine the situation. The student says, I've studied English since 5 years. And then the teacher provides a recast saying, I've studied English for 5 years. And then the student replies, oh, yes, that's right. Thinking the teacher wasn't sure of what the student said. But he heard the correction. And then you remember that with repeating the correct words and the correct examples, the student will realize that they made that mistake, he or she made that mistake, and he will automatically, without having that direct correction, make that change in while speaking or writing. In conclusion, in the language classroom, feedback can focus on the language, correct vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, or spelling. Or it can focus on content. Was the assignment interesting to read? Did the pair put on an interesting skit? So, language feedback focuses on the quality of language produced, and content feedback addresses the quality of the content. Practice time. Same thing. Let me know if you want to work as a group or if you want to do this individually. I'll let you guys decide. Look at the errors and decide how you will correct them. We have 4 sentences. Some of them have a mistake, and you need to decide how will you correct the class. And then for the number 2, you're going to think, pair, and share. What good feedback should do for the student, what good feedback shouldn't do to the student, and practices and techniques that we can provide to support a feedback. You're going to, as every other activity, type your answers, and send them in this part of your platform. And then after that, we have another practice. We're going to write and give an example, of each type of feedback: positive and effective and positive cognitive feedback, negative affective and positive cognitive feedback, and positive affective, negative cognitive, negative affective, negative cognitive feedback. Write an example over here and send it, okay? Would you like to do this activity individually or as we just did it with you guys as a group and doing it together by yourself?
As a group.
Okay, perfect. So it's 7:22. I'm going to give you, let's do 10 minutes and let me know if you need more time.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself. And I'm here if you need me.
In the first sentence, the New York is the largest city in the world. I would like to emphasize the mistake and the correct form of the adjective. And to saying with more emphasis, the largest. What do you think?
This city. New York, the largest city in the world.
Yes, emphasize
Mhm.
the correct, the largest. Jasmine? In the second one?
Second one, Anna can, it has to be negative, can't. So, right, where is it?
And I can drive very good.
I think I, wow. I almost always do the first one, the feedback on focus on the language. But I guess, well, it's just that in this case, oh my God. Oh,
Yes.
I wish to be more considered, but sometimes the information cannot be understood if the pronunciation is not appropriated, and this can make an opposite sense of the sentence. So in this case, I would like to focus on the language.
So modeling the mistake.
Yeah, by modeling the mistake.
Number 3, he has already started.
He has, a ver, no. He has.
Is starting now. We are to change starting to started.
Started.
So,
That's
yes.
the past participle.
Yes.
He's already started, Noah.
Yes.
I think I will be correct by stating or asking question about the rule.
A request classification. I know, yes. Request clarification, dice. Request clarification.
Your tongue came to Singapore last year.
Number 4
Mr. Tan came to Singapore last year.
is
I suppose that one
is
that the
a
student
spelling,
right?
yes, it's a spelling mistake, yes.
Yeah.
To be an explicit correction.
Okay.
Last year, Mr. Tan came to Singapore.
What do you think? I think that an explicit correction could be
Yeah.
think and share what good feedback would you do for the students? In practice techniques. Mm,
Good.
What good
Alright.
feedback?
Oh my God. So number one, what good
Mm.
feedback should I think modeling correct and well, it's just that all of them I think could be done if you have a right tone of voice,
Mhm.
respect with the students and the class, and for example, even the most rules like the explicit correction could be good if you are not that rude. I mean, if you the same you correct, you celebrate. For example, when they did something correct, you say excellent, perfect, very good, and when they say something that's correct, um, I think you can change that part, don't you think? Look, this word has to be this way and not this other. You can make a different sense. And students are accepted and they don't feel offended because you are not being intrusive. Well, that's my opinion. So I think all of them can be done with respect.
Mhm.
Yes, you're right. Uh, feed- what good feedback shouldn't do to the students? I think that your answered all the three questions. Practice techniques can be used to provide supporting feedback. So I think that it depends of the situation, how we do the feedback and the tone, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys doing? Do you need more time?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Just a
don't
little
worry.
bit.
Don't worry.
Believe in their abilities too. No.
What do you say, Nancy?
Believe in their abilities.
Okay. As a technique.
Mhm.
What did you write in number 3? I got stuck in number 2.
I'm writing a explanation of the
Oh, okay,
a
okay, okay. That's it.
conclusion, like
Mhm.
a whole conclusion.
Be positive.
Right, that's very important.
Finished? Not yet?
Yes.
Finished? Okay, with this part.
Yes.
And this other part is a little bit shorter. It might be a little bit harder because it's asking you for feedback types, depending on it each cognitive and affective. How long do you think it'll take you to do this exercise?
What an example.
10 more minutes? Yes, 10? 5? 10 minutes?
Homework.
Do you want to do it for homework? Or right now?
I forgot that part.
Right now is better.
Yeah, it's better if you do it right now. I know it's a little bit
Hard.
harder and you might need to help yourselves. Okay,
Mhm.
Okay, so
10 minutes, 7:34. Okay,
one
7,
example for each
45.
type of. Okay. Positive, positive. Positive affective, positive cognitive. It will be like modeling.
Yes, mhm.
So modeling,
Just an example
modeling example. Mhm.
of each.
Sorry, okay. Correct answer. Number 2, positive affective with negative cognitive. Mm. 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 Mhm. Mhm. I think the second one could be, for example, ay, se me perdió. Aquí está. Ah, I think it could be repeat the error as a question. Well, according to my experience, that will be the positive affective, negative cognitive. When the student can't identify the mistake.
Which one are you sharing?
The second one, positive affective, negative cognitive.
Okay.
I think that repeat the error as a question when the student can identify the mistake. I think is positive affective because you are making a question and not on their way. Is negative cognitive because the student doesn't even know what is wrong with his comment. Yeah. So you are polite, but not effective in order to the students realize that is making a mistake. And maybe it has happened to me that they even tell me yes, like if I were questioned if they say that, and they do not understand that I'm making, or I'm trying to 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 I don't know, show a mistake that they made. And negative, affective, and positive cognitive, I think is that, I got it. The number 3 is the one that when you expose the student to the whole group, that's excellent for making feel bad a person. Explicit correction. Where is that? No. The principal.
Explicit correction in negative affective and negative cognitive.
No, in the third, negative affective and positive corrective.
Okay.
Rare. No, but it is, yes, I think explicit correction is when the whole group, you make an how do you say, you exhibit, exhibit, or you show the mistake to the group. It's a great option to correct as cognitive, but the student that is exposed is affective negative.
Comparatives? No.
You're saying that explicit correction if the mistake is made by one student?
Explicit correction when doing it in front of the group.
Yes, and the mistake is one student.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, explicit, so that it would be explicit correction when one student, made by one student when you do it in front of the group. Made by, right? Not for, made by one student.
Positive affective and positive cognitive.
The first one you say?
Yes, the first one.
The first one I write modeling an example
Modeling.
or correct answer. Yes.
Yes. Modeling. Yeah.
Example or correct answer. I write down both of them. Negative. When the teacher corrects and it's in a mistake. That's negative.
Negative. Don't give feedback.
Yeah, don't give feedback.
Don't give any feedback.
Yes, don't give. Yeah, it says that we have to write samples. So that's. Am I wrong? Is that another word in the directions that we are writing? It says write an example. Is that missing N, or that's another word that I don't know? Oh my God, maybe I am doing something wrong. Ha. Teacher Lorena.
Yes, I'm here.
I'm sorry for interrupt.
No,
In the
I'm here. I'm here for that.
the direction says write an example.
Right, an example. I think there's an extra D.
an example needs an M?
Ajá, o sea, it should be write an example. There's an extra D. Esa D está de más.
Ajá. ¿Y al example le falta M o no?
No, no. Example, it's correct. Just one example for each.
Ah, okay, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I understand correct.
Okay, do you guys need more time?
I'm just, no,
Are you done?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Dalia, did you want to say something? Did you raise your hand?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I just choose the type of giving feedback, not write an example, because I think that choose one of them and then give an example.
Ah, okay. No, you have to give an example for each. Well, you can do that later. Don't worry, guys.
Yes.
Okay, let's just try to finish with the lesson today. Let me close this here because we have to finish or at least see most of section 3 tomorrow. Okay, assessment strategies. Why are the assessments important? Assessments provide teachers with evidence to know where our students are in the learning process, what their progress is, how effective our classes have been, and if we need to modify our content and lesson planning. Examples of questions to ask your students in order to learn more from them and personalize the assessment. These examples could be, what is their native language? Do they speak another language besides their native one and the one that they are learning? What is their culture like? And what are their personal interests? If you see this board over here, we have things like thinking styles, language, ethnicity, religion, perspective, sexual orientation, nationality, job level, race, gender, skills, culture, physical abilities, experiences, and age. All these will help us personalize the assessment that we give to our students and how we prepare our classes. After knowing this information, you're able to decide what the best assessment strategy is. Some of these strategies are evidence of learning targets, projects, products, or performances, portfolios, listening and reading activities, writing prompts, role plays, pop quizzes, games, note sketching, questionnaires, and video recordings, whatever works for your group. Other ways to assess: rubrics, which use indicators of the goals you want for your students to achieve. Rubrics let you be fair and equal with all of the students. Portfolios, you can always have evidence of the progress your students are having individually. And the method of learning by teaching. Students are provided an opportunity to explain what they have learned without having to answer a test or a set of questions. And that's it for section 2. Guys, do you have any question? Nope. Remember, section 2 sample test. Please do that. If you can do that after we're done with this class, that would be perfect. If not, please try to do it tomorrow so that your learning is still fresh. Okay, remember that is going to prepare you for your certification, which is on December the 7th. You're going to be doing that in person. Okay, and just reminding you, you have until Tuesday of next week to finish the activities on the ETC course on the Vuo Learning platform. And even if you don't get to finish all the activities, at least finish the 3 sample tests, okay? That is the most important part. Okay, we have 10 minutes left.
the
Teacher.
sample.
Sure, go ahead.
The
Where are the sample tests?
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, in the VUL Learning platform, you have the contents table, introduction, section 1, and section 1 sample test. It's number 3. If you click on it, there is a link. You copy paste this link on Chrome or Internet Explorer or whatever you use to surf the web. And then you do section 2, which we just have finished. And there's the sample test afterwards. This sample test is already here, and you answer it right here. You just have to choose the correct answer. It's multiple choice answers, and after you're done, it's quite long. After you're done, you just submit. Same thing here, section 3, and when you're done with section 3, you go and do your test over here. Do you guys have any questions about this?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we have 10 minutes left. Let's start with section 3.
Hello again, and welcome to section 3. Section 3's name is Cutting Edge and Continuous Improvement. And what do we say with these? We want you to be improving continuously, okay? We want you to use cutting edge methodologies, cutting edge tools. And you know, in this time, this era where everything is changing, technology is changing, the way we're giving classes is also changing. We want you to be up to date with the latest trends, the latest technology, the latest tools that we have. So this is the intent of this section. So we hope that you enjoy. We are also going to add some tools that you are going to be able to work with and to see, and that we hope and expect you to get a full advantage of.
Okay. Section 3 is about continuous edge and continuous improvement. The first section is about the socio-emotional skills.
Okay, so the first things that we have here are socio-emotional skills. And what are these? This is the first part of this section. Socio-emotional skills are abilities that help individuals to regulate their behavior, thoughts, and emotions. We want our students to be able to make decisions, to be the protagonists of this, of their own work, of their own learning. So we want them to have the emotional skills to overcome whenever they are maybe not a so comfortable situation where they are able to be in control of themselves, and that stress does not overcome their their performance. So we have from the OECD from 2018, the Big 5 model of the socio-emotional skills. The first one that we have is open-mindedness, okay? We want our students to be curious, to be creative, to be tolerant. If things are not going their way, to have that open mind that they can find another way to learn, to discuss, and to be in this process. Then we have conscientiousness. That means that they're responsible of their own behavior, of their own learning experience. We want them to be persistent, and we want them to be and have self-control. We also want emotional stability. We want them to be able to control emotions, resist stress, and to be optimistic. The fourth one is extroversion. We want them to be social. We want them to be assertive whenever they have to discuss a topic or give their opinions on the way things should be done. They need to be assertive and know how to speak and give their opinions without making others feel left out or making others feel like he or she's trying to make their point, like, and not see the rest of the other people's thoughts. So that's why they need to be very assertive, and they need to be energetic. We want students to be full of energy in their learning process. And the last one is agreeableness. Okay, agreeableness. It refers to cooperations, trust, and empathy for him, for his teammates, for the teacher, for everyone around.
Okay. Socio-emotional skills. What are the socio-emotional skills? These are the abilities that help individuals to regulate their behavior, their thoughts, and emotion. They help us connect, be active, give, take notice, keep learning. All these are the skills that we have as people. OECD in 2018 presented the Big Five model of socio-emotional skills. Open-mindedness, which is being curious, creative, and tolerant. Conscientiousness, which is being responsible, persistent, and having self-control. And emotional stability, which is being able to control our emotions, resist stress, and be optimistic. We also have the extroversion, which is being social, assertive, and energetic, and agreeableness, which refers to cooperation, trust, and empathy. The development of these skills help individuals adjust easily to their environment, and they determine how much people can achieve. We are meaning choices, conflicts, habits, and goals. According to Tatter, some ways to teach these skills are the following. We have to be intentional. We have to create a warm class culture. We have to focus on the relationships between the students and us teachers with our students. We have to broaden the definition of student success. It's not only to get good grades. There are very many other ways of how we can measure and evaluate the success and progress of our students. We have to make discipline much more inclusive. Not all the students can always be sitting down and quiet. We have students that are a little bit more active, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're being disrespectful or being a bad student. It's just some children are a little bit more active, and it's harder for them to just sit down, but they are being good students. They're paying attention. We just have to control them so that they don't disrupt the whole classroom. And we have to advocate for change on the school at system level. Being intentional, well, you know what, we can continue with this part tomorrow. It's 7:57. Let me stop the sharing. Very good. Okay, guys. Oh, Jasmine, you had your hand raised up and I just saw that. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if that was earlier today and I answered your question or if that hand was recent.
It's recent. It's about this information.
Okay, sorry. Yes, Jasmine, go ahead.
These theories that we are just seeing are, are valid, are, how do you say, vigentes? Are, yeah, for you in Oxford?
Yes.
Because here in, well, Mexico has different theories and suddenly just came up with different, how do you say, modas. For example, right now we have this information that emotions can be controlled and that you just can gestionarlas, but not control them.
Yeah.
and I don't know, this information that is coming up, and 10 years later it turns out that doesn't work. I'm sorry, all the
Mhm.
generations are wrong, but that was a theory that we want to experiment.
Mhm.
And I realized that this information is because I used to teach. I have 20 years teaching,
Mhm.
and I used to teach trying to students to control emotions, not like it, forget them or don't exist,
Yeah.
but control at the moment. Try to think in something positive. Try to take away all those feelings and things like that. Don't explode. Don't be tolerant. Be patient.
Mhm.
And these new theories that says that students cannot, or not students, people cannot control emotions because that's something different, and we can, the only thing that we can do is do something with the emotion but not control them.
Mhm.
It's a conflict in my mind, because I say, oh my
I
god, so
understand.
all the time that I have been controlled because I don't want to do this, and I want to do that, but I control myself, my emotion. I don't know. I'm shocked with this new information
Mhm.
from Oxford, because, well, in one hand, and I say, excellent. It's great to know information from another countries, that
Mhm.
not only the one that they want we learn and apply here in Mexico. And in the other hand, it's like, oh my God, what I'm going to do with this two information that I got from my country where I am employee, and the rest of the world that are progressing.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I think that what we can do is that we can complement and just take whatever we consider as the leader of our class that works for us and that works for that specific group of students. So I understand. When I started learning about this new movement of emotions cannot be controlled, you have to feel them, but you have to channel them and work with them because you're adults, but you still have to accept the fact that there is a thing as mental health. Yeah, I was a little bit shocked as well, but at the same time, as an adult, I started thinking, well, you know what, that is a very healthy approach. So I sorry. My cat is visiting me. But yeah, I understand. But yeah, this is what we're doing right now in Oxford, and just new train of thought. But thank you for
Well,
sharing,
I think
Jasmine.
it's okay. I think it's okay. I like that information. I like to know that we are not alone in the world, that there are some other theories that really apply.
Mhm.
And so it gives me the choice to take this or that one in order to get
Mhm.
to know what's better for my students, because that's
Exactly.
the main thing, that my students feel comfortable and they progress. They know that they can be better every time.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much for your input and your extra information. I really appreciate it when you guys participate and share your thoughts and experiences. It's time to go, guys. If there's nothing else that you need to add, or they would like to add to the class, I'm going to let you go, let you guys rest, sleep, have dinner, have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
And see you tomorrow.
Thank
Tomorrow
you.
is
Have
our
a nice
last
day.
day together.
Good night. Thank you.
All right,
See you tomorrow.
Bye,
guys, thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.